You've been told your lower back pain is because of lower cross syndrome or anterior pelvic tilt, right? Well, what if I told you most of what you've been told is based on a myth that began in 1980, not science? My name is Dr. Grant Elliott, and after specializing in lower back issues and growing the #1 online low back program in the world, I'm going to show you how a tilted pelvis is actually normal and why it's not the reason you are in pain. So the theory of lower cross syndrome began in 1980 by a doctor named Vladimir Yanda, which was proposed after a series of observations he made of those struggling with lower back pain. Vladimir Yanda was a neurologist and physiatrist out of the Czech Republic who is hailed the father of Czech rehabilitative medicine due to his contributions to rehabilitation as a whole. Now, Vladimir Yanda made some amazing contributions to the world of rehabilitation and absolutely helped it advance. But as with anything, science catches up and times change. The theory of lower cross syndrome is that those who are sitting too much develop shortened hip flexors and weak glutes. The shortened hip flexors are developed because the joint is in a shortened position. The weak glutes are developed because the glutes are in a lengthened position. Therefore, when the individual stands up, the tight hip flexors pull on the lower back as they attach to the lower back, arching the back into an extended position. The weak glutes are no longer doing their job. They're not pulling the pelvis into a neutral position, therefore causing the abdominals to become weakened and lengthened as well. The net result is someone who is overextended with weak glutes, shortened hip flexors, shortened extensors, walking around with an anterior pelvic tilt and experiencing lower back pain. Now, this is a decent theory, and there are many people who might look like this who are struggling with lower back pain, but there's no evidence that supports this theory. In fact, what the evidence does show is that males will have an average of 7 to 9 degrees of anterior pelvic tilt, while females will have an average of 12 to 14%. And 80% of the population is said to live within these averages, which tells us that anterior pelvic tilt is normal. The current evidence also shows that our posture does not directly cause pain either, so we cannot draw direct relationships between someone's posture and the presence of pain. There is no direct relationship. So if you've been made to believe that the curvature of your spine or the postures you're in are causing your pain, or your tight hip flexors or weak glutes or weak core the reason for your pain, these are myths. These are not true. And you can take a breath of fresh air knowing that you're about to get some actual action steps to begin reducing your pain. So don't freak out if you have anterior pelvic tilt, but if you are someone who does notice their pain increases in these extended positions, I'm also not saying to just ignore it. What this likely means is that, yes, you are overextending, and many people dealing with chronic lower back pain are often extra guarded and their nervous system is tensed up, squeezing all of these muscles, putting you into these types of positions. So how can we better control our core and our pelvis to take pressure off the lower back and get you moving and feeling better? The first exercise that you need to begin with is our 90-90 breathing position. Lay on the floor, rest your legs up on a couch or chair, have your knees and your hips in a 90-degree angle. Let the lower back completely relax into the floor. Put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and practice deeply belly breathing. This does many things. One, it gets your lower back out of that extended position that it's getting tired of throughout the day. This position helps us to belly breathe and use our diaphragm, which is an antagonist muscle to our spinal erectors, helping the muscles of our lower back to calm down and relax. This method of breathing also helps to calm down our nervous system so that you are not as upregulated, therefore increasing the alarm signals of your pain thresholds. I recommend you do this for at least 5 minutes at a time, trying to do morning, afternoon, and night. This also helps you learn how to create what's called intra-abdominal pressure, which is improving stability of your core and spine. This is an aspect of our online rehab program that we teach to those who are now ready to get back into squatting and deadlifting or other weightlifting maneuvers. Hey, real quick, I know you're struggling with pain and obviously want to fix it. So if you just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509, I will send you my free back pain fix demo. Text that number and you can fix your pain. Thank me later. Back to the show. Now, after you get this breathing down, we can progress to the dead bug exercise, where now you're on your back, legs in the air, arms towards the sky. Push that lower back into the floor while alternating the arm and the leg each side. This requires core strength and control to maintain the position of your pelvis while you're extending the arm and the leg. This is a fantastic core and spine stability exercise for all the same reasons I referenced for the breathing position, improving core stability, intra-abdominal pressure, and teaching you how to maintain diaphragm control during movement. A quick progression to this exercise is get next to a wall, put your hands on the wall, and push into it. This is now exerting force while in this position, which makes most people want to extend, but keeping that low back flat helps further train this positioning during exertional forces. Then the last exercise we can work on is our bear position. On all fours, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, pick the knees a couple inches off the ground and hold for time. Once again, maintaining a neutral position throughout the spine. This is training multiple areas of your core, getting the full trunk involved, and instilling the practice of maintaining this neutrality in your lower back. This is harder than it looks and will feel very good to those of you who find yourself in this extended, compressed position. An additional progression to this, as you master it, is to then extend one leg at a time, holding for a few seconds and alternating each side, squeezing the glute and contracting the core while doing so. And the most important thing to understand from this is that your body is strong and adaptable. I hate it when people reference the body as a car, like a part's gonna wear out if something's loose. No, your body's an incredible adapting machine. However, even after implementing this routine and reducing your pain and feeling stronger, there is still one thing that you might be missing. And if you don't have this one thing, you might find yourself getting improvement, however, slipping back and falling back into this cycle where as soon as you get back into fitness or pushing yourself again, you flare up and you start back at square one. And this one thing is typically what's missing in the traditional healthcare routes, like the short visits at the chiropractor, the basic treatment at the PT, just the drugs at the MD. And I don't want you to stay stuck without it. This one thing is our centralization process, which we have used to help thousands around the world with lower back pain, sometimes get completely pain-free within as little as 15 days. And many of our clients on average 37% improvement in a single session. So if you'd like access to this and to dive deeper with me, then just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509 to get a tailored step-by-step plan to permanently fix your back or sciatica issues using our centralization process. Do it right now so you don't miss the opportunity to finally fix your pain and live the life that you deserve. And after you do that, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at RehabFix for more free daily videos and insights into my life for what I'm doing to keep a bulletproof back. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and I'll see some of you in our program real soon.